India is now looking at, we look at some of the talks the ministers are giving, cabinet ministers are giving on the, on the YouTube and also on the news channels. You are looking at some wonderful developments which are taking place in India. And what are they? Mainly, it is infrastructure. And today, India is concentrating on shipbuilding. It's looking at ports. It's looking at big, huge, developing, building up huge ports, capabilities, and ships which can use those ports. They are trying to get into technological, relationship with Taiwan, with the shipbuilding experts in South Korea, in Japan, etc. Now, what are the new opportunities available for us with the capabilities of development of the building ships is available in the EU in a large manner. It's available in Britain. So what are the opportunities? Those old technologies can be used by India. Now, with the American market being now not closed, ensconced in its own problems, ensconced in its own development, there are a group of people now available who can render the service for the benefit of the countries like India. China has developed it over a period of 30 years using the US as a platform. India is now on the cusp. I'd say it's on the brink, and it can now jump using the parachute. It's already developed. And what is going to lead to? That is where India should tap on the opportunities. Britain, EU, which was not looking at India, it was a partner. It was not what I call a delightful partner. But today, with the POTUS taking that viewpoint, there's a dramatic change. And the dramatic change is that today, East has become West and North has become South. What is it? The windows which were looking only at the West, which were only looking at one particular part of the country, world, is now shifting focus. Everybody, now the window has opened. It's become, the canvas is so huge today. The canvas is opened out. The windows are opening out. It has been dusted. All those windows are closed for so very many years are now being opened. They will be dusted. The dust cleaned. And the glasses will shine. And what are the opportunities? There's going to be multifarious opportunities. It's going to be opportunities galore for the world. And India, with its capabilities today, with its youngsters, fired up to do a lot of things. They have started recently I told you in the previous, a couple of videos ago, where they are looking at a ship, or I would say a flying aircraft, which will go to Calcutta within a period of 3 hours at a cost of 600 rupees. There is a technological, there is a new development which has happened in Bangalore, where a vertically taking off and landing aircraft has been developed, which will take from anywhere from Electronic City to airport within 23 minutes, which normally takes about 3.5 hours to 4 hours. So those kind of technologies available in India, the people are fired up. They are looking at, development in a far different, distinct way, which was not existing earlier. Mahindra and Mahindra, you look at the beautiful cars which are now being introduced. So with Tatas, they are now developed their own technology. They have developed a new car which will be introduced in the next, I think 6 months, which looks out of the world. So India has got the capabilities. It is fired up. There might be, problems which the Indians have been facing over a period of time, but they will be smoothened out. As the youngsters come out of their shell, as the youngsters feel that there is a ground beneath their feet, and when they feel that there's a softness available in the world, they would like to go into that world, which provides them with benefits, with success, and using the talents rather than just living off handouts. They will They will know that living of handouts is not going to be the future. Living of handouts is going to be the past. And there are going to be huge developments in the thought process of very many, anything that is going to happen in the India, in this part of the world. And because India is the leader, it has got a huge population. It's got a huge population with a lot of youngsters. It's got a population with a lot of youngsters who are fired up. A lot of youngsters with a lot of technological talent available, which is untapped. So when it's released in the world, the force is going to be so much that the world may not be able to sustain it. Now that is what I feel. And with the technology available now in Europe, and Europe trying to do an FTA with India, and with US closing its borders to clean itself up, there are opportunities now for the EU countries, British companies, to come forward to do technological tie-ups with Indian development. And what are the areas? Areas are tremendous. They have enough money. For example, the sovereign wealth fund of this, I think Norway or Sweden is so huge, and those amounts of investments can flow into India. So what are we looking at? The world is opening up. That's what I would say. As I've been defining again and again and again, the world is opening up. And where do we stand? We stand a very good chance. We are developing the infrastructure so fast that if we are looking at developing huge ports, it's not going to be difficult. If we are looking at developing new technology, new types of ships, it's not going to be difficult. It's not going to be the age-old factor of 20 years waiting for a aircraft to be designed, another 20 years for it to be built, another 20 years for it to be delivered. No, it's not going to happen like that. It's going to be extremely short period. It's going to be 2 years, 3 years. As the technology flows into India, because Europe has to use its technology, its available technology for the development, for its betterment of economical betterment. And the economical betterment can take place only if they sell that technology to a world, to a place like India who is willing to pay for it. So you are going to look at new developments which are going to be massive, which are going to shake India, I would say like a terrier being shaken by the neck. That is going to happen to the Indian stock market, to the Indian economy, to the Indian financials. And I do not know whether our stock markets, our financial experts will be capable of handling such situations. The US is capable because it has lived like that over years. EU is capable because it has they were able to handle those type of capacities. But I do not know about the Indian financial experts. Will they be able to do it? Because they have lived and copied the West for too many years. They never indigenized their thinking. Only currently we have that slow indigenization of the thinking of financial processing in India. So there will be a change in financial process thinking also in India. You are going to see a distinctive change. There are going to be a new talent pool which is going to look at the financial structure of India in a different capability, in a different angle and a different perspective which will relate to the world rather than what we call the buyer market. There will be a buyer market, but that buyer market will now slowly die out and we will be looking at the more professionalized market in shares for investments, for mutual funds, for investment banking. A new kind of perspective for banking itself will arise. Everything will change because of one single activity. And that activity is what POTUS has done. Yes, he has increased its tariffs. He is acting for the interest of make America great again. I'm sure now the world will be looking at, Europe will be looking at making Europe great again. India will be looking at make India great again. And Russia will be looking at make Russia great again. So when every country is looking at its own interest, they like to hold hands and they like to relate themselves in such a way that there will be a brighter future for this world. Thank you.